one of the all-time great tunes, that one.
It's a great tune. What's that? Is that like a garage band jobby?
No. That's professional studio
professional
work.
studio.
Did you hear it at Listen Out, actually?
What, hear the intro tune?
Yeah, Sunday Debrief intro.
No, I didn't
Didn't
hear
hear Yeah, you missed out. It was on the main stage at about 8:45, so you missed out there.
Probably would have been too packed to get in.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, it was like right up onto the hill. Holy June Love was there.
Who was performing it?
It was just me.
You're on there.
Yeah. So, welcome back to the Sunday Debrief, episode 2. Mate. We've raised episode 2. What a milestone.
Couldn't come any sooner. We're still here, which is a good thing. Haven't been cancelled yet.
Well,
yet.
That's arguable, but we'll get on to that. But, Matt, how about the response from Ep 1?
Very, very good. Like, again, thank you to all the audience and everyone for getting around it. It was a great response, great, stuff people sent in, and it's going to be even better this time.
Absolutely, Will. Well, yeah, this is, we're on a learning curve here, so it's only going to get better. Yeah. So, we've had some outstanding responses and entries into this week's episode. Can't wait to get stuck into them. You say, obviously, the response has genuinely been pretty good. Not everyone was particularly happy though.
No.
And I don't know if you've seen this, mate. But you copped a bit of feedback on TikTok.
On TikTok, did I?
Yeah. So obviously the story of the European orgy, cracking story.
Yeah. Or was that the most recent one you put up?
Yeah.
Really? What did I get?
Someone on TikTok by the username Thriving says, "Good story, but fuck me, can you read without sounding like a fucking 4-year-old? Learn English with that." I think that's a bit harsh.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know. Still debating whether I am like dyslexic or not, but that really. What's his name?
Thriving. He has a few videos up there, mostly boxing.
0 followers, mate. Just someone just out to get me. Made a fake account. Followed a couple of people.
Yeah.
It might be my arch nemesis out there, but
he's purely made that account just
to
in spite of you. So
if it's a continuing trend, it might be a real thing, but it doesn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading how I've been reading. Right? It's only gonna get. I might even read it even slower.
Yeah,
this
go
time.
a bit slower this
time.
time.
I might even go a bit slower.
Huge couple weeks since episode 1. We've had Listen Out. We've had the AFL Grand Final. We've had Silly Saturday for the footy clubs. How'd you find Listen Out?
Yeah, Listen Out wasn't too bad. I thought, the artist performed pretty decently. I would, one of those things like people are saying like, oh, like I wish, like, I would have went, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like you like missed out.
Probably not.
It makes sense. Like I would sort of rate it like a 6.5 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like if you miss out, but I wouldn't be like spewing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Sunday Debrief?
So many. Yeah, couple boys in on the main stage. Yeah. Recognised me. I was like, yeah, we'll give you guys a shout out for sure. So shout out to those boys I saw at Listen Out, and it's only going to keep growing from here, I reckon.
Right. Listen Out was quiet for me, but Bar won last weekend with a different story. Just the public are just loving Australia's biggest podcast.
It's getting around. Well, it is the biggest and the best.
So on the other hand, there has been some controversy after one episode. Obviously, last weekend we had a lovely voice message from Ryan Hammond, and can you just talk us through the response that you took in the Ocean Ridge group chat?
Okay, so it's been going around. It's been probably the most blown up response of Ryan talking about the Ocean Ridge Football Club, which is my club. And, he said the response on last week's ep, and I didn't exactly say my thoughts on it, which was not because I didn't have any thoughts on it. Obviously I do. It's my football club. But I wanted to, fuel the fire a little bit, get a response out of the boys, build a bit of, hatred there. Because Ryan actually he generally wants that. He's he somehow is not scared at all from a 1 on 300.
Neither was that chick from Europe last week.
No.
Squad wide.
Yeah, exactly. No one's scared of the squads these days. So he wanted a bit of response from the Ocean Ridge boys, and so it started, at him, You know, like, oh yeah, fuck this guy, you know, whatever. And then it started going at me for not backing up the boys. So, first I want to say, I apologise to the Ocean Ridge Football Club, Jason, Pete, AC, the coaches, all the players in the ones, the players in the twos. I apologise for not backing you boys up on the day. I just wanted to fuel the fire a little bit. But obviously, the grand final was something, you know, you work up all season for this moment, you know, so much hard work, you know, everything goes into it. And, I mean, obviously you got to celebrate after, you know, it's all this hard season's work. You put blood, sweat and tears in it, over it, you know. After a game, you're like debating or not, do I go out, do I not? No, this is going to be the commitment to the grand final. And the boys got it done. And league and Colts as well. So it's like a life-changing, you know, day for the club. And it's, you know, fair enough.
I believe that Ryan Hammond himself would like to also make a second statement.
Yes, he has told me he wants to further also apologise to the Ocean Ridge Football Club. So I'm glad to see people are coming to their senses a little bit.
Yeah, and I believe that this apology is going to mark the Sunday Debrief's first ever live phone call.
Live phone call. He wanted a live phone call as well. Right.
So I think we're going to give him a call now.
Yeah, we'll give him a call now. Hopefully he picks up.
Okay. Pick up, you fucking dog.
He has one job.
He's not doing anything. Cracking phone call, this.
Hi, the person you have called is not available. Please leave a short 10-second message after the tone and we'll send the message as a text.
Ryan Hammond, you dog, answer the fucking phone, wasting our time on the podcast, telling us you want to be on a phone call just to apologise and you don't pick up.
Your voice message is being converted to text and will be sent as an SMS.
Okay, thanks, love. All right. Well, we'll come back to that then.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, that's just not an ideal start.
It's not ideal, but look, not much we can do about that because when someone makes a commitment and fails to
talk the talk, needs to walk the walk.
You got nervous. In the meantime, move past that bit. I think we just get onto what the audience have been sending through.
Let's do it.
We got plenty of questions. We've got plenty of stories. We've got plenty of voice messages this week. And we've got a few videos as well.
Perfect.
And as always, we'll finish off with the quick fire questions that people have sent through on Instagram that we have not had a look at yet. So I'm excited to see what the fans have brought us. The first one here, not a question. I just wanted to highlight this and get your response to it. So last week you played a game of cricket. Is that correct?
Correct.
And on the story, you put out a competition where you put a question sticker on and said closest to predicting how many runs I score will win. Now, I believe there was a tie between two of the audience members who were the closest to picking your runs. Yeah. And one of them only lost out because of he was too slow, essentially.
Yeah, time.
He wasn't particularly happy about the decision. So I just want to read this to you and then get your response to this. So at Nick Vlahov, after losing your cricket competition, sent through our DMs, nah, get fucked. This is horse shit. Sunday debrief. Go debrief on these nuts, mate. I got a 2-inch stick that I'll turkey slap you with. Stupid cricket game. You're on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks. Now, bit to unpack there. Constructive criticism. Yeah. And I just, it was your competition. You had to make that decision of who won. And I just want to hear your justification.
I mean, I was looking through. I wasn't out there for very long. So, I sent it out. I even put a tip in there, in brackets. Lowest number usually wins. You put like a, 7 again is just a little bit too high. I actually get 4 runs. So like it was 7, and then there was a lot of ducks in there people put as well. So that's a little bit too low, so
underestimating.
Underestimating a little bit. I can get off the mark here and there some games. But yeah, Nick, mate, you just got to get me quicker. Like, come on, like there can only be one winner. I'm not giving it to 2. Has to be 1. And yeah, just getting quicker if you want. Turn post notifications on if you have to. And there's actually a double header T20 this week if I get picked. So
Nick Love, he is very quick. He's normally like a 15-second kind of operator, and then he's done with. So would have hoped that he would have understood the task quick game's a good game. Got in quick. So your fault, Nicholas. Better luck next time, champion. On to the questions.
Yeah. Here we go.
Got a few of them. First one, he actually sent this like 2 weeks ago, and it was just after we recorded the first step. So he's been waiting for this one. Actually, I think you should read this one out.
Okay. Ethan Bradford. Hey, boys. Directed at Fitzy mainly. Thoughts on the smack you copped online via the Mosman Park boys after the loss and what they did?
Yeah, look, I'll try and address this one quickly because not everyone understands, knows the situation. Look, we lost a preliminary final to the Mosman Park Football Club. At the end of the day, look, it's a game of football, and on the day and in the grand final, Mosman Park won football games fair and square, regardless of what happened behind the scenes. Needless to say, myself and some of the Queens boys were keen to keep things going. We didn't want our football season to end, and the only way that we could continue it was on social media. So that's what we did. And look, funnily enough, at the Backchat Brownlow event, there was 3 Mosman Park League players, and I didn't know that they were from Mosman Park until I sat down for a roaming Brian interview with them, and they played it really well. And then after the thing, I went back to them and I ended up having a beer with them for about an hour. Really nice blokes. They did say, because I was interested to hear what Mosman Park thought of me. Apparently the club do know who I am, and the majority of them, and they do genuinely aren't very fond of me.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Any publicity is good publicity. So I did ask them, does everyone see it as lighthearted as it should be? And general consensus was yes. However, they still don't really like me genuinely. The Lowe's League boys, I said, you've changed our mind. You sat down with us. We've established that you're actually a semi-decent bloke. But look, at the end of the day, what we've been putting out on social media and comments and uploaded TikTok, etc., it doesn't actually do me or us any good. If taken seriously, all it does is give them ammunition and make us look like sore losers. So if I wasn't very certain that it was coming across very lighthearted and not to be taken seriously, then I wouldn't put it up because it's no benefit to me. It's for entertainment and comedic purposes only. And, I'm sure they're all lovely blokes. Yeah, and I hope they understand that I'm also a lovely bloke, just having a bit of fun. So we'll settle it there.
That's a good clear up. That's a good clear up.
Cleared up. So now we've addressed multiple football clubs. Time to move on from football, and I'm going to ask you this one.
Okay.
This is from an anonymous source.
Yep.
Saying, hey boys, anonymous question here for Regan. This is a bit relevant here. Just looking for some backstory as to how the great Ryan Hammond ended up arse naked at your Listen Out praise. Love the pod though, boys. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you, anonymous. I just actually read this one, and I do not remember the great Ryan Hammond being asked naked at Listen Out praise.
Yeah, right.
I don't. It had to be something for him to, say that. But anonymous, a backstory could have been he did jump in the pool at one point. Can't exactly say if he had clothes on or not. But that could possibly be it. Might have been, someone might have got a cheeky snap here and there and, spread it around. But again, off the top of my head, I do not remember this exact moment. But look, it probably most likely did happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he answers the call, we can ask him.
Well, I did actually get a message from him saying, good morning to you, babes X. So we might be able to give him a call just now. But, yeah, look, maybe we'll get a clear up from him over this question as well. But look, at the end of the day, stuff like that happens,
Oh, it happens.
You have a few bevs and the kit comes off. That's what happened at my silly Saturday, actually. I think.
Well, your kit come off?
No, not mine. Actually, I wouldn't know. I fell asleep. So some people might have taken my kit off, though I would class that as unconsensual, and I'll be following that up. So, no, look, I did get my tit signed by a stripper, though.
Your tit?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She did Ayla, lovely lady, really good personality. So got to know her, and that was really nice. So in the meantime, I think we should give this.
We'll give him a call
back, and hope he answers. Oh,
hello.
Oh,
hello, Ryan.
It's the podcast boys, is it?
Yeah, you'll be correct.
Mate.
Now, I just saw your message. It says, good morning to you, babes. I'd respond with morning because if it was a good morning, you would have answered the fucking phone 10 minutes ago.
Look, boys, we've all got stuff to attend to these days. You know, like, we're not all superstars like yourself, but, you know, I'll try to get around answering my phone calls.
Can you explain what you were attending to at 9:30 on a Thursday morning?
Oh, it's just a bit of sleep, but, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, let's move on to what we're here for.
I think you said you wanted to give a bit of an apology out, mate.
Yeah, look, this last fortnight's been tough, you know. I've had death threats, had blokes swinging at me, you know, from the football club, from the Ocean Ridge Football Club. And look, I'd just like to use this opportunity to apologise to them. Just to apologise to absolutely fucking no one! Because I don't give a fuck about what you have to say! The champ does whatever the fuck he wants!
Thanks for that, Ryan. Very measured, considered, and calm response that you have given the Ocean Ridge Football Club. Now, is that as much as you want to say about the situation, Ryan?
Yeah, look, boys, probably got to go carry on with my day now. So
Okay.
I have to love you and leave you.
Wait, Ryan, before you love us and leave us, one more. Someone was just asking for some backstory as to how you ended up asked naked at Regan's listen out prees, and Regan doesn't actually remember the pre, so we were wondering if you did.
Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, I think I was just enjoying the amenities of the spare household, and I was just going for a swim.
So you were going for a swim. That's what I thought. That's what I generally thought.
Okay, well, thanks for clearing that up, Ryan. It's been lovely to talk to you, and we'll have you on the podcast any day.
Yeah, no worries, boys. You have a good one.
Thanks, Ryan.
So that clears things up.
Okay, that was, I think, his version of an apology.
Yeah,
It wasn't really apologising to anyone. He's just-
Apologising. Okay, moving on from the great Ryan Hammond. As good as it is to have him on the pod, we've got bigger fish to fry. So this is a great one actually. So from @WillKing17, he says, "Hey lads, got a bit of a random question for you. Would you rather be overdressed or underdressed for something? Personally, I'd rather be overdressed. Love from your biggest Adelaide fan."
We're getting around.
How
We're
good's
going
that?
around to the other side of Australia.
So plenty of love to you, Will, from Perth. Thoughts on the question? Overdressed or underdressed?
I think it's put it spot on. I reckon overdressed.
Well, yeah. I think that's the better thing to do, but
I think
personally
so.
I tend to be underdressed.
Yeah.
Because my wardrobe is just made from Kmart.
Yeah.
And I don't have many options.
Same wardrobe since year 8.
Yeah, exactly right. So
Stuff's expensive these days.
it's very expensive, and I see nothing wrong with the old shirts, shorts, and Birks,
No, not
which
at all.
is exactly what we're both.
Yeah. And
attiring
just
today.
you just do a little bit of a, maybe 3-way rotation throughout the week.
Pretty much.
So wear the same thing on Monday as you did Thursday. So it's not like
Monday.
back to back.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Bit of
Yeah.
a rest days in
Sometimes you
between.
might exchange the Birks for slides.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Could
you might
do.
wear socks. Sometimes
Socks,
you
no
won't.
socks. See.
Sometimes you put a hat on.
Sometimes put a hat on.
don't.
Yep. Not even outside. Just sort of change it up.
Well, yeah. And
Might have sunnies on the head.
jeez,
On
wow.
do a
If
lot
it's
of
cold,
things.
maybe jumper.
jumper, even if it's not cold. Jumper.
So
But you could be wearing the same shirt, and because you don't want people to know, you might put a jumper on.
very true.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to know that you've not figured out the washing machine
Yeah.
settings yet.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
You're just wearing the same shirt.
yeah.
Which is exactly what I do. So yeah, look, to answer your question, Will, probably better to be overdressed, but probably tend to
I
be
think so.
underdressed.
Yeah, I think more often than not, we are underdressed. But I think if you look into it a bit more, it's probably better to be overdressed.
Really delve into the issue.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for your question, Will. Appreciate that.
The next one. Oh, yes, we had these emailed actually
Did we?
from the great. Well, she didn't say she wanted to be anonymous. The great Tegan Sheridan, or the big T-Bone, as
T-Bone.
she's globally known as.
T-bone steak.
By I think just me actually.
Oh.
But yeah, the big T-bone steak. You want to read this first one out?
Okay. Opinion on who pays for the first date. Oh, these 3 different questions.
They're 3 different questions.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
no, she's
So
come
opinion-
up clutch with 3
yeah,
different
okay.
questions. Here.
Opinion on who pays for the first date.
Well, it definitely comes down to the situation. I think I think the general consensus nowadays is it's nice for the girl to offer, but usually the bloke will end up saying, no, I'll pay for it.
Yeah. I think end of the day, bloke ends up paying for it.
I think so. But I think the balance, like, if a girl doesn't offer, then I don't think that's ideal. Like, you know, she should be like, I bought a T-bone steak.
Yeah, no, it's like an offer that you're not going to take.
Yeah, it's like a rhetorical question.
Yeah,
should I pay for the bill?
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asking someone who's had like 500 beers, like, oh, you want another beer? You know what I mean? They're probably going to say no because you don't want to buy them another beer.
Yeah.
And like, just like,
you're going to get
offer's
them
there.
anyway. Yeah.
The offer's there. So, I mean, yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that settled that one. Let us know. We need some adjudication.
We do.
Both sides of the fence on that one. Best pre-game drinks that are not beer.
Pre-game.
I'm going to suggest she means pre-gaming for a night out, not for a footy game.
Oh, okay.
Because beers tend
I was going to say Gatorade, Powerade, Hydrolite. Water.
Yeah, water goes just fine. But if we're pre-gaming for a big night out, what are the best drinks that are not beer?
It's got to be something that can go down. Well, you're not forcing yourself.
No, true.
I think it's got to be something you can have that you don't, if you have a couple, you don't want to like mix it up. I think you just got to have like the same thing.
Yeah.
The whole time. Maybe a couple of those hard solos.
Yeah. Hard solos have gone down very nicely recently. I mean, because I'm, as an individual, secretly on the poverty spectrum, I tend to go to Aldi and get the $11.99 4-packs of vodka Crush. So
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a mix of being a stinge and a 14-year-old female, but you have to do what you have to do in your pre-game to get the job done.
I mean, you can't help what your taste buds like.
Exactly.
You
right.
can't.
So yeah, plenty of options there, Tegan. Hope that helps. And the final one, I wish I actually thought about this one. Now I'm reading it because this actually could take some consideration. Jeez, that could
put you on the spot, doesn't it?
It does. Might have to asterisk that one and bring it back for next week.
Yeah,
might about that.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's any off the top of the head. Look, she could be a 10, but if she uses the word slay to describe anything remotely good in life, then it's definitely, it's not a deal breaker, but
it's
not ideal.
Is the word in the dictionary?
Is it in the dictionary? It's a cracking question. Is slay in the dictionary? Okay.
Yeah, I just realised that's, kind of multiple.
To kill a person or animal in a violent way. So, yeah, cop that. Leave it at that. I'm gonna bold that. Bring it back for next week. Got to think about that.
Bold, highlight, asterisk,
in fact,
italic.
that could be a question of the week to the audience. Put that in there.
To the audience.
Great idea. And they'll send it back to us. Let them know. Looks like it's time to head on to the audience stories.
Perfect.
And speaking of the great man Keegan Clumper,
mentioned just before,
what's he got to say here? This was in the listen out stories actually that we put on the story.
This one's actually about me. Yeah, and for starters, he's put like a whole thing of mayo on this. He's just squeezed it all out. Every single drop of mayo is just all on this story. Okay.
Well, do you want to read it out and then justify it?
I'll justify. At last year's listen out, my mate left half an hour to go.
After half an hour.
After half an hour to go to the royal show with his missus. Okay, first of all, I did go to the royal show after listen out. Second of all,
after some justification.
After half an hour. Bullshit. Okay, it was a bit longer than half a bloody hour. I don't know. It was
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Oh, probably pushing an hour. No, I don't know the exact time, but it was dark outside. It wasn't like right at the start. Okay, justified. Okay. Last year, what happened was we went to go, with a group. You want to be with a group in a festival. Went to what's it called? Got to take a piss. And went to go take a piss, boom, boom, wait, everyone, everyone, let's just wait by the toilets, whatever, go back in. When then, everyone was gone. Like, you know, it was like the Skrillex stage sort of thing. You know, like thousands and thousands
the
of
Sunday
people.
Debrief podcast intro
Yeah,
music
like
stage.
intro music stage. Like everyone's there. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Like everyone's there having a good time. It's like, well, and then what? Go ahead, do our best to find everyone, and then we come to a consensus to, you know, like, if we stay here, we're gonna actually enjoy, you know, the rest of the night or whatever, and just ended up going and doing something else. So I mean, I'll cop it on the chin, but get your fucking facts right, Keegan.
Sorry. Surely you got like 25 minutes of the Royal Show once you got there. If you left Listen out there.
Oh, it wasn't very long, no.
I mean, I understand the justification somewhat.
No, but
I'm
I'll
still
cop it.
thinking,
I'll cop
like... So did you see any of Skrillex? No, that was like... Skrillex was this year. Who was last year? Was AJ Tracy on last year? Did he even rock up?
No, he didn't even come.
Didn't even rock up. Who was the main stage? I don't even know.
I don't even
But
remember.
I mean, who was on? Who did I go? Oh, look, Central C.
Central C.
So, talk us through what's going through your mind when you're going, okay, I've seen 15 and a half minutes of Central C. Gosh, I've got the sudden urge to go and pet some fucking alpacas in Claremont.
I mean, like for like, really. No, I mean, I'll cop it. I've justified all I can justify. I mean, it's just one of those things that happened, and I'm just gonna cop it on the chin. I mean, thanks for bringing that up from a year ago. It's really nice. I didn't cop it for a whole fucking year straight after that. So it's nice for you to bring that up again, Keegan.
In the public space.
In the public space, you know, for me, myself to talk about, you know, I'd rather cop shit from other people, but now I've got to, you know, bring it up again, you know.
Did you get to the show in time for the fireworks?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's probably justified then.
Yeah. Yes.
Fireworks are better than AJ Tracy.
Put a poll out.
Okay, this one from Anonymous. I'm tempted to just say his name, actually. He's, look. Anonymous says... This is still part of the listen out one. So, Anonymous says, some bloke started sniffing my armpits in the mosh. Kind of liked it, allowed it. Keep anonymous. Yeah, thanks for that, Sahib Sandhu.
Thanks, Sahib. I think he's going to be featured a lot. I think he has a couple.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
I think he has a couple stories like dug deep down that he wants to get out, and also on top of that, I think there's going to be a new story every week when he goes out. So I think it's going to be a never-ending list of Sahib Sandhu.
I believe he goes to Bali next week as well.
Does
so
he?
He's going to have some big ones.
Boy, oh boy. Okay.
So thoughts on this? Not much to unpack here, really.
Sort of like, it's bringing me caught bite vibes.
True. Very similar.
Yeah, very similar. But, I mean, kind of liked it. Allowed it. I mean, not going to judge what you're into, what you're not. I mean, might have had some good Lynx Africa on.
Yeah.
No, and just that smell is good, Lynx Africa. So, I mean, depends who it may or may not have attracted the right or wrong audience for him, but it attracted a audience. So, yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's it.
So, look, you take it and move on. And if it happens again, then you can decide whether you're still into that kind of stuff. So, oh yeah, great. My mate. Actually, I'll keep this one anonymous due to previous stories from episode 1. So I'll call him anonymous because he's in Europe.
Yeah.
He says, I'm in Europe and I forgot how to order a footlong at Subway, so instead asked for the big bread. Not a lot to really look into.
No,
here.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's just really like a statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the big bread. I don't know.
I mean,
why
if you're working at Subway though, and someone comes like, "Oh, what would you like today?" "Oh, I have a meatball sub in the big bread." It's not a great look for the customer.
No, it's not a great look at all. But I really don't know what he or she wants us to unpack from the big bread at Subway. But maybe we should go into Subway and say the big bread and see what kind of response we get. So maybe we know what he's sort of going through.
I'll write that down as a
Yeah.
those videos.
Yeah, okay.
Ask Subway for the big bread.
For the big bread.
See what they say. All right. It's on the agenda. Speaking of the agenda, it's time to move on to our big stories, the long stories.
Huge stories.
Huge. We've got one big one here. It's from Listen Out as well.
Okay.
I'm
kind of scared to read. I don't want to read now.
Yeah. So, it's to be kept anonymous, and I would like you to read this as slowly as you want.
Just, can you block that guy off TikTok, please? Just block him. No, I don't really care.
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's it. All right. Hey, fellas. Really enjoyed your first episode. Some great stories so far. Obviously, Listen Out happened for the better or worse. I don't know.
It's okay. Sound it out.
Thank you. Consonants and vowels. I need a debriefing on kick-ons and some other shenanigans that occurred after this fateful Sunday evening. See, now I'm nervous.
It's in your head now. This bloke from TikTok is living rent-free in your dyslexic head.
After we had heard Skrillex, me and my mates decided we had enough and soon discovered our mate who, see, like, and even the wording in this is just
To
hard.
be fair, it's not really, it's not helping us the way.
Our mate, who we will call Brian, had a place for us to kick on. Okay, so after Skrillex, they've gone with Brian for a place to kick on. Okay,
Great.
Sorry, trying to digest the story as well. After the $80 Uber to his house, we found we ended up in some dodgy house with 3 dogs looking to bite our dicks off.
Oh,
after getting past the
whatever you're into, I
dogs,
suppose.
after getting past the dogs with our dicks still intact, we made our way upstairs. We sat in a circle talking about the wild day we had. Speaker in the middle playing some fucking Aussie rap. I'm not sure what it was. I was so fucked I didn't even care what was going on. We then hear the argument and then a car crash outside. Okay. Is there a way to zoom in on this?
It is making this difficult the way this is written.
Car crash outside to find my mate's car, who had been parked out front since the start of the day, had been crashed into. Rightly so. What is this? What is this? Okay. Rightly so, I decided to leave and go via bus because I had spent all my money on the shit vodka Red Bulls at Listen Out and the Uber to kick-ons. Only to find there was no bus until the next morning. No stress, I'll walk to the station. I get to the station and make the journey with about 5 people in my carriage to the K-hole.
In what?
In the K-hole.
Right.
Okay. Admittedly, harmless people just trying to get home, but not a great sight to see on a train ride home. Upon my arrival to the closest station, I received a you up text from a person who I saw at Listen Out. In my non-sober state, I answered yes, and then ended up in bed. And they ended up in bed with me 20 minutes later at 3 a.m. in the morning. My question to you is why the fuck? What? Okay, missing words again. Why the fuck myself every time?
Why do I fuck myself every time?
Okay, maybe I am just like dyslexic. Why do I fuck myself every time going to kick-ons? And how do I approach a you up text appropriately when in the worst state possible? Cheers, Anonymous.
Well, that was quite one to get through.
It was a long way to get through. I don't know if anyone would have understood that because I certainly still cannot comprehend what that
let's
question
try
actually
and
was.
summarize this. So, Listen Out. They get an Uber back to kick-ons. Someone crashes into the car outside, whoever is hosting kick-ons, presumably. So, Anonymous has walked to the train station to get home, gets the train home, someone sends a you up text, and they end up in his bed. So that's the story, and his question is, why do I get fucked up every time, and how do you approach a you up text when you're in this fucked up state?
Okay.
Wow.
Firstly, I want to say, when sending stuff in, can we do it in dot points now? Because I was really struggling, and like, there's all these red lines coming up as well from my Grammarly subscription. Yeah. So I would appreciate some dot points, or even like spread out in the paragraph. But other than that, because I don't really, that comment's really hurt my feelings, and I don't really want any more. But to digest the question, bit going on there.
It's a festival, so he's in every right to get into a outrageous state.
And Listen Out. It's not like it finished at like
Right.
late.
True, it finished about about 10.
Yeah.
Bar 1 was still open.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of kick-ons
Yeah.
in the city.
100%. So it's not like it, finished at like a night out at like 3 a.m. and then gone for kick-ons till like, in the morning and you're having brekkie.
Yeah.
Making your own bacon eggs, someone's house. But
So I think that's fair. I think he's in his right.
I think that's fair I wouldn't say he's fucked himself, but I mean, if he wants to put it like that, then he can. He must have some, prior experiences to some bad kick-ons. But I mean, he keeps kicking on. So
He's kicking on. Good on him.
Yep.
Keep kicking on. Never.
And the next part,
So how to approach a "you up" text appropriately when in the worst state. Oh, look, it depends on the situation. If you want it, then say yes. If you don't, then I don't know. Reply in the morning.
I mean, he did just answer the question. You up? Yeah,
And
I
it
am up.
ended successfully. I'm
I am up.
assuming.
I am up. So I don't know. I don't know. One thing could lead to another, I guess. But from that, you up? Yeah.
I see no issues.
So to see no issue, just saying you're up. I mean, there could be more to look into.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. I mean, he's not. So he said that the message was "you up?" ? And they ended up in his bed, but he's not said the intentions behind the message, and he's not said the activities that took place in said bed.
Exactly.
So the "you up" might have just been, what's like, as in wondering what his sleep schedule is these days.
You up? You want to play 8-ball pool?
Yeah. Heard the new Genesis verse 2 got released yesterday. Do you want to have a read?
Do you want to listen to the Sunday Debrief intro song on repeat for 8 hours?
Yeah. So look, because he's not specified that anything happened in the bed, we're going to assume that they just had a very calm evening, discovering each other's sleep schedules, perhaps reading a little bit of the Bible, perhaps listening to a bit of the Sunday Debrief. And
that's all we're going to assume for now.
so, look, if he wants to send a backup to that, kind of clarifying exactly what took place at 3 a.m, then he can. But at this stage, it was just a very nice, friendly interaction between, who knows, two friends. Guess we'll find out. Now it's time to move on to
Voice
probably the best
messages.
part of the pod.
If you're going to send something in, send a voice message
Send a
in.
voice message, then we don't have to read it.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I don't have to hear my dyslexic self read it. Can I just like not read anymore?
No more
I'm
reading.
actually
Okay.
like, yeah, okay.
All right.
Actually, really.
Now, the first one I'm very excited for.
It's a follow up.
It's a follow-up from Ep 1. So if you remember from Ep 1, in fact, I'll read the exact situation. So my mate, who's a bloke, took home what can only be described as a 40-year-old Papua New Guinean man and claims it was a good route. Just looking for some clarity on how that is possible. Between us two, we couldn't really justify that.
No, we couldn't. It was a bit too much to handle. But as said before, a person did spring to mind about who it was, and we've got a follow up. So, but we don't know if this is going to be from Angus, the one who sent it in, or the actual, person.
So we've got a 58-second voice message from Angus with saying, "Hope this provides some clarity on the Papua New Guinean situation from the man himself."
Okay.
My God, I'm keen. Let's have a listen.
Fraudulence! I did not just root this woman. I endured 3 impeccable anal experiences. Whilst rooting, I can say my dick was in no state. In fact, I had to be removed from her by her 3-year-old son. He grabbed my hips and pulled me out. Thank you, fuck you.
Wow. Now that is something.
I can't even comprehend what he even just said.
I am speechless. Very intriguing story.
What did he yell at the start?
I think he said fraudulent, but I don't know the context. I don't know if he's calling the podcast a fraud or... Oh, wow. Okay. So...
Okay.
Okay.
What's up?
He It was a woman.
It was okay, so a bit of misinformation there. It was a woman. But then
His penis was in no state to be rooting.
must have had a fair
He
day.
had some anal experiences, and said female's 3-year-old son had to pull him off. I think those are the main talking points there. And boy, are they some good talking points.
I don't even know where to start.
I don't
even know where to start. Like that story's just gone straight through me. At least he's owned up to it though.
Well,
He's
very
not-
true.
He's not scared to. I mean, he's not. He's telling everyone about his experience. He's not trying to hide it. But yeah, well, I honestly don't know what to say.
Do we need like a follow-up clarification
We might need
on this?
Maybe, yeah. We need a follow-up with a bit with the voice levels toned down and get a bit of a store. I don't really want to know full details in the story, but a bit more of context.
Like, how has he met this lady?
Yeah.
Did she really look like a 40-year-old Papua New Guinean man? Okay, she has a son, so maybe she is 40. That's
maybe.
okay.
That's okay.
It's all about preference. Assuming the age of is above the number of consent, then this is 2 consenting adults taking part in some activities.
And they can do whatever activities they like.
Yes. So, as we say, they might have sat down, read a bit of the Bible, read a bit of the parenting handbook to help this young lady out.
Yeah.
So, look, again, a bit more clarification perhaps required. I'd love to hear another voice message from this man. I think he's very good value.
I think he's great value. So that is, I don't know. I'm honestly still in shock. We're gonna have to listen to that again. I reckon after just to just to relapse what actually just happened.
Maybe we'll finish off the episode by listening to that.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, on to the next one. Mason Leckius has sent 2. Now, I believe I was actually there for both of these, but the first one was from Listener and the second one was from Bar 1. So I don't know what he said, don't know what I said, but
let's hear it, Mason.
I'm with Fitz right now. This is for tomorrow when you do the podcast. I fucking love Fitzy. I fucking love him.
Thanks, Pringles!
Woo! And fuck Rory Jarman.
Oh, okay, that's a bit harsh on young Rosa. So, look, not much to unpack there. That was at Listen Out, and as you said, there were a few Sunday Debrief plugs when you were at Listen.
Yeah, there was.
When I was in this, obviously I know Mason already. There was a couple boys. They might have been Mason's mates. I hadn't met them. They said, "Oh, Sunday Debrief. You should do one this week," as in last week. So they were like, "You should do one because Listen Out's happened. You'll have plenty of content." And it was actually probably quite a good idea. But look,
got to stick to the schedule.
Got to stick to the schedule. Once uni finishes in like 4 weeks, maybe we'll go to weekly. Especially when we're getting great content like this. Let's hear a bit more from Mason. This is from Saturday.
Pringles.
He's nicknamed Pringles because his underwear drawer consists of only Pringles brand.
They got some good stuff.
This is from Saturday at 11:49 from, I believe, Bar Fun.
Part 2. I'm fucking here at Bar 1 with Fitz.
Oh my god! Wait, this is now 2 voicemails from you, Pringles.
I need to fucking do it again because I love the Sunday Debrief. But what I wanted to say is, let's talk about the Mozzie Park situation. I know it's going to get brought up. Fuck Mozzie Park.
Oh, yeah. Don't
fuck Mozzie Park and fuck Rory Jarman. End of discussion.
That's harsh. Okay.
Oh, what? Oh, it's still going. It's still going.
Okay.
Woo!
Alright, so we learned how to click the stop button eventually.
Yeah, that exact same reaction.
Right. A few parts to that. First of all, Mozzie Park situation, we've cleared up.
It's been uncovered.
It's all in good spirits. We're fine there. Yeah. Rory Jarman comes up again. Now, I don't know why.
You had the exact same reaction. That's a bit harsh.
I don't know why he's so inclined to abuse the young man in question, Mr. Jarman, but that's okay. Constructive criticism.
That's it.
Can you explain why you weren't at bar one? Because I had a few people, bar one, ask. I remember I didn't ask her name. There's a girl at the bar. She went, "Oh, you do the podcast with Regan, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, she was like, "Oh, I went to school with him. Where is he?" I was like, "Mate, he's not been active for 2 hours. He's in bed. What's he doing? It's Saturday."
I don't know. Yeah, well, I
Went to the Royal Show, did ya?
Yes, caught me. No, I didn't go to the Royal Show. I know bar one. I don't know. I just haven't been in a very long time. It needs something to call my name to be, you know. I mean, if the Sunday debrief.
Well, I think the people want you there.
I mean, if I'm getting mentioned there, then it must be going around pretty good. So
it is. After only one app, and people are just going, "Why isn't he? Why is he not a bar one?"
Might change my mind then.
All right, should we move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
And this one is from Taj Russell, also a member of the Quins Footy Club. I believe this was also taken at bar one.
Hi, Fitzy. I'd like to call out Evan Barrett for leaving bar one at 11:30 as I rock up when he told me to fucking come here. That's not good enough. Not good enough. Find that dickhead.
No, that's a fair fine. That's a good fine.
That's
That is a fully justifiable fine. You can't be asking someone to rock up to bar one.
No, or just anywhere.
Oh, very true.
And then just leaving. You know,
At 11:30, shouldn't even be arriving at bar one yet, and he's left at 11:30. So, find that dickhead.
He's got a bit of a plus mention here. Did you see that? Mention that Evan didn't rock up to silly Saturday either.
That's really poor form. So Evan sounds like he.
He's had a bit of a rough week. Ev.
Rough week.
Yeah.
So look, Ev, expect to see you out next week, later than 11:30. But look, we live and learn. So he's copped the criticism.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll take it.
Sure he'll take it well.
Yeah. Improve next time.
Now,
The King is back. The King is back. We heard him for the first time last episode, and he's back with some more goods, isn't he?
So last week he talked about a dog situation. This week, look, he also apologised for almost getting us cancelled for unnecessarily mentioning the ethnicity of people in his story. It was probably didn't require to be but he's apologised for it. He's he said, don't let the pod get cancelled. Don't let me get cancelled. Didn't mean it, so that's okay. And
he sent us a big story, and he's also given us some constructive feedback as well.
That's right. Yeah. Which is King of Clarkson. He said background was a little bit grey, which is true.
It is grey.
He said get some LED light strips. Today we've decided to
move it to the window side.
So you can enjoy the views of Bentley has to offer.
Bentley campus.
How good. So look, I'd love to hear what Liam has to say because he sounds like does sound like quite the hoot around the community.
You want to hear a spooky story? Oh. I know you do.
Oh, wow. Okay. A spooky story. Let's go.
It's pretty much me and my mates. We're kicking back out in the middle of the bush because we went out for a bush bash. I like going out, rally bashing my cars and whatnot. This is where I go to learn how to drive anyway. We kicked back at this little, it's like an old well pretty much, and it's at a crossroad out in the middle of the bush. It's along Aqua Road. There's like an open skid pad there. You can do all your donuts and drifts and fucking 360s, whatever you want to do, you can do it there anyway. I was bush bashing my mum's van because she recently got into a prang and I was going to sell it for her. I was like, I'm going to take her out for a bush bash. Off-road suspension and whatnot. Fucking went hard. Anyway, ripped it up for about an hour, pulled up, had some billies right next to that little well. Probably would have been about, 10 o'clock at night. Sitting in the back of my mum's van because the back seats face each other. So you can have 4 people in the back all facing each other. Anyway, we're all having a few bilskis, whatnot. And just as...
Okay, that's it. Just quickly before we move on to this next part. Is the mum there or is it just her car?
Just the car.
Just the car. I was going to say, because I was like, is it really the time? And you go, oh, mum, let's go for a bush bash. Oh, jeez, good time for a billy.
A couple of bilskis.
A couple of bilskis with mum. How good.
Let's keep it going.
I've had my Bilski. I've looked outside the window, and dead set this fucking tall black figure, like pitch black figure of a human, walk straight past the car, man. And I was like, what the fuck? I look at my mates and I'm like, oh boys, I'm pretty sure someone just walked past the car, and we all just went silent for a second. And we hear this stick snap right next to the well, and we're like, oh nah. And we all hop out. We all like checking out the area and whatnot. We all had torches. We couldn't see a bloody thing, mate. And it still scares me to this day because, like, I've had, like, creepy experiences in that area and whatnot. Like, I've seen, like, one time I was going out bush bashing out there. I was floating, probably doing about 120, and this guy, butt-ass naked, fucking sprints across the track. Right, no word of a lie. And two of my mates seen it as well. Yeah, I've also got another one, sort of based in the same sort of area within a 10-kilometre radius. We were in this quarry out forbying. Also, once again, we did a few skids in this quarry, and we stopped to have some Bilskis because that's what me and my boys like to do on a Friday night, sometimes when we're not on the piss, And just as we're sort of entering, my mate turns on his high beams because I'm guiding him around this rock because he doesn't want to smash up his Triton. And I've just looked up where the headlights were shining. Just as he's turned on his high beams, man, there was this like black cloaked figure. Its cloak was black, the end of the cloak was grey, and the centre of him was like pitch white, like bright white, and it had no legs and it was completely floating. Just as he's turned his high beams on, I saw it for about maybe half a second, and it just disappeared from my sight. I was like, oh, that's weird. Anyway, we went and drove around, and my mate, he hops out, and I don't know if you know about not whistling at night, and it's night time right now, so I can't tell you why not to whistle at night. My mate hops out, and he goes to chuck a piss, and he starts whistling, and then all of a sudden we hear this bird. We hear two birds out in the distance. And if you know enough Aboriginals, you will know what that sound is in the middle of the night after you start whistling. And it is not a good sound to hear out in the middle of the bush. Anyway, me and my friend Kerry, we look up at this limestone wall, man. And the exact same thing I saw when we were entering that place was fucking walking across the wall about 40 metres in front of us. We had the headlights on. And I looked at my mate Liam. Yeah, funny enough, his name's Liam, the bloke with the Triton. I looked at him, I was like, we got to go, bro. It's time to leave. It's our time to leave. And we all packed up our chop and everything. We were fucking out of there. We hooked it out of there. We were doing 110 through the gravel tracks. We were like, nah, fuck that shit. We're out of here. Hope you boys enjoyed the spooky stories. I've still got more stories for you, so just let me know when you want some more. I'll give it to you.
Wow.
That's some content from Liam.
The king keeps delivering. I'm hoping he gives us something for every episode.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like he will.
He's got too much in the kit bag not to share it. Yeah, so look, it is October. Spooky season, so he's on theme. Initial thoughts on these couple stories?
Again, bit going on there. I mean, I think we've probably all had a time where we've seen something like that. It's probably, you can only know when you've experienced it yourself, so it's a bit hard to picture when you're listening to the story. But yeah, it sounds like a couple, heart-wrenching.
Yes, I mean, are you a believer in the supernatural?
I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose it takes an experience like this to know.
Takes experience. That's exactly right.
Look, other than asking Subway for the big bread, might have to write thing. I reckon King of Clarkson takes us to this spot and we do a supernatural video on maybe, I don't know, Halloween night. So I'm going to write that in the notes.
All right.
Halloween video with the king.
The king.
Might have to ask him about that. With the king. Great. And
he did continue on his merry way with the ethnicity.
Well,
sort of bit. I mean, it's hard when
I think I think this time it was more
this
just
time,
a dark figure.
Yeah. No, which is completely fine.
Yeah.
It's completely fine.
So, but you know, we've got to be careful with this stuff. Yeah. I said voice messages are the best thing of the podcast, but I tell you what, videos can be just as good.
They can be.
Got a few good entries.
Show them up on screen as per usual.
Yeah, we'll do. Now this first one, he showed me this at bar one. The bloke in question, Shannon Check. Now, this might be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and you're about to see why. And he's provided some context to it. See if you think it's justified before I reveal the video. So, we had a few prees drinks for a mate's 19th before we headed to the Cass. I wasn't fully satisfied with my funds for the night gambling, so I was looking to build my casino wealth. After about a 10-pack of those Povo Lemon 196s and a bit of Kraken, a tack yak was necessary, so I let rip in the backyard. I'd only eaten a few slices of pizza beforehand, so it was all basically soft bread and bacon and looked half decent. So a bit of back and forth with some mates, and we came to the conclusion that they were willing to pay $35 to see me eat a handful of my creation. I apparently didn't take much convincing and gathered a decent amount. Managed to keep it down, but have had some backlash from Rory Jarman saying it wasn't worth it. I still left the casino down $235, but cash is cash. This is the video.
There's no way.
There might be, I don't know if there's a bit of sound to it, but one of the worst things you will ever see.
You can do it. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's...
Swallow it. Oh. Is that yummy, is it?
Oh my fucking god.
Oh.
That's fucking disgusting. Are you videoing?
Yes.
I don't know about you. That's grim.
I don't know how... What does it say here? We came to the conclusion. I don't know how you could come to the conclusion to... do something like that, but I mean...
If you're listening on Spotify, if you hadn't figured from the context, we just watched a young man grab a handful of his yak that he had recently disposed of and reconsumed it for the sake of $35 to take to the casino. So, yeah, look, take that as you will. I don't know about that, Shannon. But look, respect. And apparently he did say, he was like, Rory Jarman has always given him backlash for it. And he said, well, I made money from it. I did it. I stand by it. And now it's going on Australia's biggest podcast. So, if we can make his actions famous, then who is Jarman to say that it wasn't worth it?
I think now the previous allegations of Rory are, starting to come
to fruition.
come to fruition.
Fuck you, Rory Jarman. All right.
Couple more videos here.
Yeah, got one from the great Jake Kennedy. Don't think there's much to this one. He's just titled it as The Moment Fitzy Owns Bar One. This could have been
So
you,
a lot of
mate.
these are coming from Bar One. Yeah.
Look, as I said, you should have been there because the Sunday Debrief was just the talk of the town. Here we go.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, not much to that. That
song.
is indeed me in bar one.
good song though.
Very good song.
song.
Yeah.
Just you're having a good time, weren't you?
I was.
Was
You would have
good,
known if you were there.
Yeah.
Maybe this week.
Yeah, maybe.
Get him to play. Wait, if next time Keegs is DJing, surely we get him to play the Sunday Debrief.
You could probably mash it into something, eh?
Well,
You probably could figure something
I'll write
out.
that in the notes.
Yeah.
The notes are really compiling here. Get Keegs to make our intro into a bar one theme song. Awesome. All right. Great. Yep. One more video.
One more.
This is my own father wanted to contribute.
Oh, he's
to the
featuring.
He's just been in Bali actually, and he
Really?
noticed.
Do you go by himself or with?
No. He
no,
did.
okay.
He did go with my mother.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I hope so. Anyway. So this is him learning some Balinese culture in the toilets. Filmed on his 2008 Nokia microwave. So if you're not, if you're
Do
listening
not
on
insert.
Spotify, there's a warning. Oh, jeez, he's shocked about it as well. Yeah, if you're on Spotify, there's a toilet in Bali, and it's got a hose next to it with the warning sign: "Do not insert into anus."
I think some things have to happen for that. I don't think that sign was probably up there originally.
Well, do you think it's necessary?
Probably not.
No. Yeah,
I mean, but I think it must be up there for a reason.
that's true. I mean, how does a member of the council see that and go, I know that that's been somewhere it shouldn't be and I need to make a sign about it? Like, they must have actually caught them in the act to know that it happened.
I think so too.
So, one to delve into. Might have to find out what venue that was, and we can give them a call. Live from Perth into Bali. Now, I think
That's it for the videos.
that is all, which means that we get to come to
Into our quick fire questions.
possibly the best segment.
Yeah, you
That's
reckon?
the dad about
Okay.
every segment, I don't know. But yeah, look, quick fire questions. Don't know how it works. We've
got a few.
we have coffee at Dome Mullaloo at about 8 o'clock every Wednesday morning. Well, every second Wednesday morning. It's about 2 hours before we record the pod, and we put out a story. You send us quick questions, and we don't look at them until now.
Yep.
So
Let's do it.
have a look. First one at Angus Mazarak. What is your go-to drink? Somewhat been through this today.
Go to drink. I mean, it doesn't specify. I mean, we're gonna guess.
True.
We're gonna guess this is alcoholic.
Well, I mean, my most common drink is probably water.
Probably H2O.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Go to.
I mean, if it's the morning, maybe a coffee.
Coffee. Yeah. Are you a juice guy? Like juice?
Yeah, like juice, orange juice, apple
Orange juice. Yeah. Best orange juice has Orange C. Has to be Orange C.
Orange C, yeah, rate that.
Orange C. Do you like pulp?
No, I'd rather it not be there. No, get it out.
Get it out.
Fuck that.
Nah, dad buy. You know when dad does the shopping because you got the double pulp orange juice in the fridge.
Oh,
It's like, what is
Mr.
this?
Spear, you've
What
done
is
yourself.
this? What is this?
Done yourself
Come
a
on,
mischief
mate.
there. Why are you
Come
doing
on.
double pulp?
Come on,
Single pulp is bad enough. In terms of alcoholic
alcoholic-
beverages, it depends. Like maybe it's a beer day. On Grand Final Day, I was on Pirate Lives.
Well, I think during the day is just beer day. Like it's just meant for beers, I think. And I think at night is meant for the sweeter sort of other substances.
You're onto it there. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, if it's a summer's Saturday or Sunday arvo, and maybe from like 2 o'clock, it's beer time until 6, 7.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And then you go on your you go on your mixes and your sweet stuff.
Yeah,
And
because I feel like you also can't go the other way around either. Like have
No,
the-
you
that
can't
sort
have
of
sweet
stuff,
and then beers.
beer. Yeah,
But like, because imagine you can't go up to bar one bar and go, oh, can I please have a pint of Swanee D? It doesn't work.
but you can.
Could you?
I don't know.
What do they have? I think they have emus. They actually have cans of emus.
Cans of beer. No, they wouldn't have. Yeah, I'd say they have cans of beer. You know, just
Like you don't see many people.
No, you don't.
carrying
You
cans
don't.
of beer.
No, you really
That's more the loop kind of areas.
Yeah.
So
Down there. But yeah, I guess that didn't really answer the question, but
maybe you can ask that.
oh, this one? Okay. So this is directed just at you. Rate Dom's couch compared to other places to sleep. So rate
Dom's, yeah, okay. What's that from Jackson? Jackson Sharp.
Jackson Sharp.
Rate Dom's couch compared to other places to sleep. This is in reference to Silly Saturday. As I said, I was not awake for the entirety of proceedings.
Couch indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor, but under like a gazebo thing.
Oh, okay.
Very comfortable, I can't lie. I'd rate it pretty highly.
Mm.
I mean, if I was to rank places to sleep, I'd still have my bed number one,
Yeah.
probably. It's
Yeah.
the place where I'm...
A little bit of sun on you too. It's always nice to have a bit of
It was, yeah, and it was a
sleep in the
nice day. Pretty
Yeah.
cool conditions, but I was in
Yeah.
a surf life-saving costume,
Yeah.
so...
I mean,
Temperatures were fine.
Yeah.
Conditions were fine.
Surface.
Softness, surface was pretty good. Softness of the pitch.
Yeah,
was
didn't
pretty
get
good.
stuck in the crack of like.
Nah.
No?
Width was okay. Woke up with a few burger rings in my ears
Yeah, that's
and
pretty standard,
a signature on my left nipple. So I'd rate it pretty highly, to be honest, Jackson. I'll ask you this one from at Josh Bruce 03. Big fan of the show.
Huge fan.
The all-important debate, north versus south of the river. Good question.
It's a great question. I mean, this came up when me and the boys went to, do you know Fairbairn Films?
Yes.
So them and Will Gibb had a concert, well, not a concert, like a show here in Perth. And we went to that. And that was something that was brought up there, which I hadn't, you don't really hear about it, but it's just one of those things. I don't know. I think north is it's a lot, it's just quieter.
Yeah.
It's just, a bit more, I think it's just a bit more relaxed. But then like south, once you go south, you realise there's like a lot more to do.
Yeah. I'd like to see like an official expert comparison of north versus south.
Yeah.
Because, we're from fairly far north suburbs.
We should get the mayor of
And the
Joondalup
south just...
and the mayor of whoever. Mayor of South Perth. And they'll go at it. Have a debate.
I like that. Live on a phone
Live,
call.
right. Yeah,
we're
right.
just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. We'll see what we can do there. But, I'd say north because, it's homely. I get confused a bit by the south. Like, I can't quite work out I like Fremantle's good. South Fremantle. But And even, to be fair, if you go far south, like Rockingham, Mandurah, the surrounding and scenery is actually lovely if you weren't getting stabbed.
Yeah, it's a risk reward sort of
It's
situation.
hard to
isn't
enjoy the Rockingham beaches with a shank 2 centimetres into your appendix.
And I also feel like there's a bit of that, when you think of south, you sort of usually think about that sort of stuff. But thinking north, are you really thinking about,
Probably not, but I think people from the south think that Joondalup is really, really dodgy.
Yeah.
And I don't think it really is. Traino's a bit hit or miss. But
Train's always going to be dodgy. But Joondalup's a nice area.
Go with north, but yeah, we'll try to get an official debate on that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. One on the right's a good one.
I do want that one. From Izzy Marshall. Arse or tits?
It's probably the most long-standing debate in human history, I would suggest. Like,
It's been around, been around for decades.
Yeah. What does Ruth verse 4 say? And then God asked, arse or tits? I think that's how it goes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Or, I don't know, Shakespeare and stuff. Like, in Hamlet. To be arse or to be tits, that is the question. It's a great question.
in the Greek dictionary albums dating back to centuries ago.
Yeah.
Rumours
are Zeus was an arse man, but look, Thor, he liked a bit up top. So that's just the rumours going around. So I can't speak on behalf of them, but
no.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying.
Jeez, it's tough, isn't it?
It's tough, but I'm saying my girlfriend has both of these, and I love them both, so I'm saying both.
It's a very safe answer. Look, I've always been an arse man myself, but tits are growing on me. Not on me. They're not growing on me. I mean, I'm trying chest day a bit more recently, but yeah.
The bras have to come out.
The gap is closing, but
still. Yeah.
Sahib Sandhu, fuck this guy. How often do you think of the Roman Empire? Me personally, like 3 times a week.
I
don't get this joke.
I don't get this joke either. Well, I don't even.
Like someone's just come up with this on TikTok and just gone, let's ask
and it's
my
just
dad.
And it's gone absolutely viral.
Yeah. Not often, to be perfectly honest, man.
No, honestly, I don't know a lot about the Roman Empire, to be quite honest with you, but I might have to, get it.
Someone started calling me, one person, who, I don't know if she genuinely thought my name was Roman, or maybe she's probably heavily dyslexic.
Can relate.
So she just went, let's just call him Roman Empire. So, anyway, okay, Saib Sanders decided he's a selfish dog.
Okay.
Asked another question. Oh, I think it's in reference to the Roman Empire. How did they suss out plumbing and shit like crazy? They started technology.
Thanks for your thoughts, Sahib.
Question.
Yeah, we're, again, not really the most qualified to talk about this. And
He asked another one?
he's asked another one.
Yeah,
I think
what is it?
not in relation to this. So 3 in a row here. Sahib Sandhu. Also, Nick's asking for recommendations on asshole hair removal kits. Okay, so we're speaking Manscaped. I mean, no, like on a serious note, it does like it starts to get a problem, you know. It starts to get a problem down there, doesn't it?
It
It
can.
does on a real. It can. It definitely can.
So
Like,
no, this is a very serious health question. So sorry, Saib, for laughing.
No.
Sorry, Nick, for laughing at your
Yeah.
issue. But I don't know what the best way to go about it is. Get a Brazilian waxing.
it's probably best. I think because it grows back less. Like if you get wax compared to shave.
Is that right?
I don't know. I was asking.
I look.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a hair expert, but waxing, it would hurt way too much.
Oh yeah, no.
But I don't know if he goes to a Brazilian one,
Yeah.
bit of happy ending, risk reward kind of thing.
Yeah. Take the good with the bad, don't you?
Sophie Watkins asks, do some guys have to force themselves to like beer to be like the boys? Beer ain't great.
That's a good question.
This is a very good question.
I think,
And a lot of people say that, especially females. I feel like beer just isn't on the general female taste buds.
oh no, not at all. And I mean, I think nowadays, I don't think the boys really care as much like what you drink.
No, I think you're right.
I think it's grown upon like before. I think before everyone was sort of once that like first person started drinking beer, so everyone was sort of forcing themselves, but. I mean,
And you wouldn't want to be that bloke holding a guava cruiser.
no,
would
back
you?
back then, but now, I mean, it's not going to
I
judge.
think it's fair game, yeah. I got rinsed for drinking Pirate Life South Coast Pale Ales. Didn't really see the problem there.
I mean,
It's just a nice summer light beer. Bit of sweetness to it. So,
people talk about everything, mate, these days. I mean, it's all right. Don't let it get to you.
Nick Vlahov, not that we really want to help him after his criticism that he gave us,
No.
asks, how do you get a piece of Lego out your bum? Asking for a friend. Maybe it's caught in the hairs.
I think, that sort of relates to that last question Sahib was talking about. How do you get... Can't say I've experienced having a Lego piece.
Same like that ask
bum
if
before.
we had hemorrhoids last week.
It's this bloke, I mean, and he's complaining about the, not being first. I mean, he's giving us content, but...
Everything he's asking for a friend or he's asking us. They're so clearly personal questions that he just wants answers.
And that's okay. They can, we're not here to judge.
No, we're not here to judge. I
but
think he has to just open up
yeah,
and
he
be
has to be
honest.
open up. I mean, we're gonna warm him up a little bit so he can say it from the heart rather than But I mean, I don't really think we have any.
Oh, and he's tried to cover his tracks by using his burner account to say I'm the friend.
What's the account called?
It's at Barry the Banana 21. Jeez,
So I think we've confirmed that is.
This bloke is.
He's got a bit of time with his hands, doesn't he?
Okay. Moving on. Okay. Don't say the name of this one because this is related to the story we just read.
Okay. Trap house, a good place for kick-ons.
Clearly not for him. He didn't enjoy the kick-ons.
No. Well, obviously not.
Depends what you're into, but if you want to have rowdy kick-ons, then sure. But oh well, he ended the night well still, so I don't know. Maybe it is a good place for kick-ons. Is it appropriate to get on the piss with old premiership medals on? Old premiership medals? What are we talking, like previous years?
Must be. Could be what like a junior medal.
I don't know if you can really parade around bar one with your under 11s Division 5 indoor cricket medal.
No, probably not. The only case I think that's, worthy is for like a reunion.
Good call.
Yeah. And you wear your medals.
Are Ridge planning for their 1 month reunion?
Oh, very soon.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hope
very,
to see the
very
medals
soon.
back out there soon. Okay.
What's this next one?
Tay Robus.
Tay Robus saw Fitzy drinking a pint with a straw.
Now, Talon, I'm going to categorically deny this allegation.
So not true?
I'm going to say not true. There is the slight chance that it was at a time where I didn't know what I was drinking. I mean, but he wasn't at Silly Saturday, so it couldn't have been a Silly Saturday. I don't remember drinking pints after the grand final in the week.
So he wasn't there when...
No.
So he's got this from someone else.
Talon spends 95% of his time in Exmouth. So
Okay.
he sinks emus all day. Probably not with a straw. He's a genuine beer drinker, so respect it, Talon. But I'm going to deny that allegation. And next time I see Talon, I'm going to clock his jaw so he will be drinking out of a straw. Silly boy. What's Lewis Williamson asking?
Lewis Williamson. Opinions on the Tasmanian solution.
Tasmanian solution?
Tasmanian solution.
Never heard of the bloke.
What is... on the... I don't know what the Tasman... I don't know.
I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me if it's...
Tasmanian solution. Do we have to look this up on the internet?
I will do. And if it's
Like
to do...
I don't know, maybe... Voice to Parliament thing? I don't know what's going on.
It's a referendum. Or maybe to do with... Maybe the... Oh, no. Yeah, great.
Is it something we can discuss? Or
Well, look... It is, probably. In the Tasmanian solution, also known as the Tasmanian genocide, also known as the Black War. Okay.
All right, maybe
Next
we
one
maybe
from
we skip that question.
Keegs.
Oh, Keegan's back.
Oh, I got to
Okay,
ask
do
you
wanna
this
read?
one.
Oh, you got okay.
Can Regan talk us through Josh breaking the laptop at school story?
It's a good story. All right. So we got Berridge Secondary College. First of all, again, we provided us with some laptops to use for school. Didn't go to this private school stuff. You don't bring your own. And these laptops are like if you go from a private school to Berridge, like I did, you're literally like you're living in the 21st century to living in the fucking 1800s back at Berridge. So I mean, computers was a big thing for us, and we've gotten the license to do our work on the computers, and usually again not doing work. We usually playing AFL fantasy or doing something like that, playing I don't know, stick cricket or maybe even some friv back in the day on the computers. But this was in career and enterprise class with me, Keegan, and Josh Bruce, and we've got the computers just mucking around, and Josh has just decided to quote unquote test the computer's limits. So he's gone and touched the screen like this and tried to see how much he could push it in without the screen snapping. So, he's been doing it for a little while, pushing it in. The screen's going like a bit bonkers, but hasn't snapped, all these colours are coming up and all that. But the computer's still fine. And then it was just one last push, and he's pushed a bit too hard, and then there was a massive, X crack across the screen. Screen's done for. The computer wasn't turning on, and it wasn't an ideal situation for him. But it got, it happened to turn out quite well for him. You wouldn't picture that, but the teacher lucky we've had a relief teacher, because our normal teacher would absolutely tear the living shreds out of him. We have a relief teacher, and she walks past our desk and knocks the computer onto the ground. And
The same computer.
And then opens up the computer, and it's all cracked. All cracked from it falling on the ground. And the rest is history.
sometimes things are just meant to happen.
It's just meant to happen. I mean, it was just one of those things that, having a bit of fun, and then, things turned a bit, from bad to worse, but then things always end up quite well.
So Josh it was just his fortunate day.
Yeah.
He got away with it.
Yeah.
And the relief teacher never taught another class at that school again.
Yeah. No, Miss Manning. Yeah, no, she's probably still there. We still think that she actually wasn't like a teacher. Like, we just thought she actually just like lived at the school and was just like a grandma of the school. Yeah. No, she was great value,
Sounds
Miss
like a
Manning.
good bloke, to be
Yeah,
fair.
great value. So that's to clear up the computer story with Josh.
That is an outstanding story.
Yeah, it's good.
Now we're heading to the pointy end of proceedings.
What's this? How many more we got left?
Just two.
Just two.
Have you considered getting a real job? That's sent in from my sister.
Okay. I mean, she wouldn't be referring to this, is she? Or is she referring to...
I think just our general field of work and study.
Is this towards you, or...?
Look, we're both in the same boat here. We both do the same stuff.
We do.
And I don't know.
I mean, what does she do for work?
Professional bin lorry driver. So
Okay.
we are pretty bold.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she also has a degree in psychology. That's right. Yeah, no, she does that as well.
Right, so one of those. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure, people, have a general idea what they want to do. You do your workplace learnings. You do your ATARs about what you want to do in school or whatever. And I think most people at the end of the day, if they could do this for a job, they would probably choose that over what they're doing now.
I'd say so.
I mean, I think we're just a step ahead.
Yeah.
A step ahead, really.
Yeah.
Quite honest.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. So, listen here, Erin. You can sit in your office all day. Okay, you're helping people. But we're helping people as well. We're helping mental health.
We are.
Because we're cheering people up on a Sunday when they feel at their lowest.
Exactly.
So,
Bit of a much of a muchness there.
This environment's much more fun.
It is.
So,
very open environment. We encourage people to send stuff in and just talk about it.
Great. So, have a day off. Last one looks like it's a follow-up from last week.
Not least from Erin Fitz.
Oh, yeah. Same one.
What's your favourite hemorrhoid treatment?
Okay, so obviously she's listened to the last episode, and
now she's just taking the piss, to be quite honest. She's just taking the piss.
If you're gonna listen and pretend to support your brother and his mate in their endeavours, then at least try and put on a disguise.
Yeah. Create a fake account.
Create a burner account and
Yeah.
Post on TikTok. Oh, stop reading like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Don't just put yourself out non-anonymously
Yeah.
with a clear agenda to put us down.
Especially after
speak yourself as a psychologist.
especially
you're just putting
digging herself a hole, and especially after we, said that was not a true, thing. Like, to bring it up again is just outrageous.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that's acceptable, especially for someone with a degree. Like hers. 100%. Like,
You've got to be more aware of
what
that.
kind of a role model?
You've got to be way more aware of that.
Yeah.
Can't be
100%.
bringing up medical issues like that.
No, not at all.
That's fucked.
It's a serious topic, and it's just been made into a joke. Which we don't like that. We don't like
Taking the
that.
piss. And way too soon when
Way
she
too
knows
soon.
I went for my treatment last week.
Way too soon. Like, come on.
Okay, that might be.
We ending on that?
everything. Tell you what, the quickfire questions, they're called quickfire, and they end up taking us probably the longest out of anything.
Yeah.
People they see it and they just start spamming them, and it's great. So
It's the most popular out of the segments for sure.
I think it is. So look, that brings us, reluctantly to the end of episode 2. We've exhausted all content, but geez, it's been good.
It's been a great other episode. I think it's a great second episode from the first one. I don't think we've gone down. I think we're just on a slight
It's just a
rise for
trajectory
sure.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we just hope the audience sticks by us.
Yeah.
As I said, look, Ep 1 will be the worst episode we ever make because it's just upward trajectory.
It's only going to get better from here.
Only going to get better. So
Just need the audience keep sticking with us. You know, we can't do it without them. So
No, absolutely not.
keep sending stuff in.
By the people, for the people.
That's the one.
Keep sending us stuff. And at this stage, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. But if the people want it, then I reckon within a month we can start going to weekly.
100%.
Just, keep pumping this out. So, Rogsy, I've had fun again. And
It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure. All right. See you next week. Oh.